The town of Palm Beach is without question one of the most beautiful places in the world. But something ugly is happening at the literal edge of paradise.
It is an unmitigated calamity. Unmitigated calamity.
I am just devastated.
They build hundreds of bridges. This is an anomaly.
Town leaders are worried. Residents and business owners, many who've been here for generations, are seething, worried that on the heels of the '08 recession, another economic disaster is heading across the Flagler Memorial Bridge. They may be watching the final days of this important link over the Intracoastal and feel there's nothing they can do to stop it.
It's just unconscionable that they could be allowed to do this with no consequences.
The Flagler, or North Bridge, has been a lifeline for 17,000 cars a day from the mainland, but is now, and quite suddenly, in critical condition. In fact, the State Department of Transportation says after months of discussion, this structure, built just after the Depression, must come down.
We looked at a lot of stuff outside the box, and we arrived at we have to close the bridge.
You see no other way. It's failing right now.
It is failing. Very serious damage already.
The problems developed quickly and quite unexpectedly, but how did it get away so fast from the state DOT?
They decided this old bridge needed to be replaced. You see, this old bridge is built on old pilings made of wood. Normally today they're built of concrete and steel. So they started building the new bridge right next to it. They're going to keep this one open while they work on this one. But then something inexplicable and totally unexpected. They say it's never happened before. This bridge, the old one, started to move.
All the pounding from the new construction caused the foundation of the old bridge to suddenly settle.
This bridge was built in 1937. It's 86 years old. It hasn't moved in 86 years, and now it's sinking into the Intracoastal. We had no idea this could happen.
In your experience, you've never seen this happen
Never
before.
seen this happen.
That new construction was stopped last November, and the old Flagler Bridge was closed for testing for an entire week.
But with only 3 bridges connecting this incredibly busy island, you can only imagine the result if one of them was entirely shut down, especially one with 4 lanes of traffic.
That was horrific as a business owner.
Scott Lewis was born here and has run a landscaping business for the past 37 years. He says that 1 week closing caused the worst traffic and loss of business he's ever seen.
I can quantify that. 25 employees, 20 minutes extra coming over, 20 minutes back. That equals $64,000 a year for just my business. And that is an incredible cost.
Now he's furious to hear the state is ordering the bridge closed permanently April 1st, and that the new bridge may not be up for 14 months or longer.
It could be devastating, and the long-range impacts could be tremendous on the Palm Beach community in terms of how this plays out. And there's trickle-down, because absolutely West Palm Beach will be impacted by what happens in Palm Beach.
Along with the delicious Floridian juices that have kept it in business for 98 years, there are tears at the tropical fruit shop next to the old bridge.
I could just get teared up. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. And these people should be accountable for this.
Stephanie Bajokalis says she barely made it through the recession, and if the flow of 17,000 cars a day stops outside her store?
And this is like the death knell. It's a death knell for all the small businesses in this town.
You actually think you could close?
Absolutely.
Emotions echoed outside on the street by longtime residents like Ned Ducart.
One of the beauties of Palm Beach is just the accessibility of everything and the ease of getting around, which is going to be compromised dramatically with the bridge closing.
A few blocks away at the Classic Collection shop on County Road, owner Sally Kimball can only shake her head among these high-end fashions. First, she made it through the recession, then a major North End pipe replacement project, along Publix demolition. Now this.
Closing of the bridge really is the third leg of the triple crown of business disasters.
We're going to have a terrible problem on the island. And it's going to affect retailers, it's going to affect hotels, it's going to affect restaurants, it's going to affect all shopping.
Bob Wright is the CEO and chairman of the Palm Beach Civic Association.
We have to do everything we can to keep this bridge open for as long as possible. We don't need the new bridge now. We need the old bridge repaired, fixed in some way. If it doesn't settle any further, the bridge is usable for a long time.
At a recent public hearing with State DOT engineers, Town Council President David Rossell worried about emergencies.
What you've ignored, however, is life safety. You've totally ignored life safety issues.
Most of those at this emotional meeting demanded the bridge be left open while other alternatives are considered. But project engineers say they've exhausted all ideas and are pushing to keep that April 1st closure date. Not much time for local leaders to coordinate.
We need to have an executed plan that we can put together.
And the resounding message we've heard across the island?
Fix it. Fix it. Tell them the option is not to close the bridge and figure it out. And this is the United States, and I know that can happen.
But among all the dark forecasts of traffic and economic disaster, there is a ray of light that this state has been listening to all these complaints.
We're going to look at each of those individually, modify our plan, talk to the town, talk to the city, and then release our conclusions.
So, could that closure date change, as so many people here on the island are suggesting? We will keep you updated every step of the way. This is Dave Barker reporting, the Palm Beach Civic Association.